being joined by Dr. Jameel Ahmed Khan. He's a former diplomat and also a senior analyst. Mr. Khan, thank you very much indeed for joining us here on WION. The question that I want to ask you, and the question that a lot of people in Pakistan and outside of Pakistan want to ask is this. What we are looking at in terms of how the government is going after the protesters who took part in the 9th of May protest, they've invoked some very serious cases against them, and they're also using certain laws that a lot of people would say are simply draconian. They're using stuff such as the Official Secrets Act. They're also using anti-terrorism cases on people who protested. And also, the army will, of course, be looking at some of these very serious cases of vandalism that has taken place. So what is going on in Pakistan at this moment?
Well, yes, the situation is quite complex. That's right. You have, in your intro, already mentioned about the economy of the country and about the situation post-arrest of Imran Khan. Now, what happens for that matter in such situation in any other country for that matter, in most of the countries for that matter? In fact, we have to look at it from two angles. Number one, from the political perspective, but more importantly, from the legal perspective. Now, such kind of a vandalism, such kind of arson, such kind of firing, if it takes place in any part of the world, there will be cases registered. We have witnessed in UK, we have witnessed in US, we have witnessed in so many other countries where such kind of law and order situation, if created, and by anyone, if it is created, then the law takes its own course. Now, since Imran Khan is a political leader, and political leader is of one of the three major parties of this country, it definitely leads people to think about the political connotation. Not that it has not been happening elsewhere. Not that it has not been happening in US where Trump is also being tried in various charges. Now, if that is the case, then let's isolate the political aspect with the legal aspect. The sections of law, whether it is Anti-Terrorist Act or its penal code, whatever laws, sections of law is available, if that is applicable, that would definitely be applied against the perpetrator.
Mr. Khan, if I can just interject there, you're saying that what is happening is both political and also is legal, and it is important to see what is happening in Pakistan in context. But the question that a lot of people would want to know is, has the legal process now been taken over by the political process? Because a lot of these protesters are turning around and saying that by invoking the Pakistani Army Act, by invoking the Official Secrets Act, and also by invoking the Anti-Terrorism Act, what the Pakistani government is trying to now do is to make an example of all the PTI workers who protested on the 9th of May. Is that what the game plan of the government at this moment is? To make an example of the protesters who, in fact, took to the streets on the 9th of May?
All right. That is the perception of a segment of society in Pakistan. But there is another segment of society in Pakistan, they feel quite hurt, including some of the military leaders in India who have really felt it bad about the way the martyrs of Kargil war, or for that matter, the war heroes, their statues have been pulled down, and the way they've been treated, and some of the monumental places of Pakistan, the way that has been struck. So, if I may quote one of your own brigadier, MBS, Mr. MBS Bajwa, who says Colonel Sher Khan Shaheed, his bravery was beyond any question, and while he was killed at Kargil, there was a slip in his pocket which was kept by the army, opposing army, which is Indian. And
no, Mr. Khan, I think we are actually, deviating from the topic that I want you to, in fact, comment on very quickly because we are short of time. The question that I want to ask you is, at this moment, is the government now pretty much made up its mind that it wants to crush all political opposition to it? Is it going after the PTI in such a manner that the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf will not even be able to step out onto the streets and protest? Because at the end of the day, the battle at this moment was all about politics. There were supposed to be elections that should have happened in Pakistan. But now we're talking of the government going after the protesters with a vengeance.
All right, that's one way of looking at it, the way you are looking at it. But the other way of looking at the whole incident is whether the crime has taken place or not. As a student of law, I know that the crime has taken place. I know there are people involved. I know there are scientific evidence of geofencing and the video footage of those people, and accordingly they are being prosecuted. If it gives a connotation, it also a political PTI or any other party, may be. But basically,
I think you've made your point there. You're saying that this is the legal process that is, taking its own course. But a lot of people within Pakistan perhaps would not agree, and they would say that what is happening at this moment is nothing more than wish. And thank you very much indeed.